Was that not the most perfect, like, epitome of pickleball experience, right? You can write this storyline. I had no idea what you were about to bring to the courts, so we're going to get into that, but let's talk about surprise and delight. I said, Kaitlyn, get me a W because I haven't won all day.
I got up there 74%. Nikki got up there 52%.
I got it. No wonder Kyle's yelling at me. I got to get up there. Don't show this to my podcast co-host, Maury Humberg, please.
Welcome to the second episode of Game Tape. I'm Kaitlyn Kerr, aka Pickleball Chick, and every month we are bringing you a brand new episode where we step off the court and head straight into the film room. This week we went out to PB Club in Jersey City, New Jersey, a 3-court autonomous PodPlay facility in the heart of Jersey City. On this show, we don't just talk about how the game felt, we hit the tape. We're using PodPlay and Pickleball Vision AI to break down our actual gameplay, analyze the strategy frame by frame, and see if our performance matches up with what the data says. Joining me is my co-host for this episode, the one and only Nikki Maldonado. She is a creator, player, and co-host of the 99% Pickleball podcast and one of the most well-known faces in the New York City pickleball community. Welcome, Nikki.
What's going on, Kaitlyn? I'm so excited to be here to talk about the crazy games that we had. Ooh, that was a day. Not only was it a day to drive to Jersey City, but we made up for that drive. We made up for that traffic with these games. Oh my God, it was good.
I was impressed with both you and Chris coming all the way from Queens out there, but the facility was beautiful. I always love checking out new places. That was my first time there, and I believe your first time there as well. And I was really impressed with, I love autonomous facilities, how you literally just use your app, get in really easy, and have a blast on court.
Yeah, it was amazing. And, all the buttons worked, which is doesn't always happen. So I was really excited about that. This was a great facility. It was, I liked the way that the courts were set up kind of back to back to back. I loved the co-working area room that they had there. They had very clean bathrooms that, you and I like. So this facility was fantastic, but it makes it just so easy. You literally just scan and you unlock with the app. You just walk in and you play. It's perfect.
I agree. Everything, it's simple. It's 3 courts. It's nothing crazy, but everything is beautiful. Everything's clean. Like you said, 3 courts stacked back to back to back. The same time we were playing, there was a missionary group that had 15 people on one court. And then the last court had the kids, had a kids clinic. So it was really cool.
Was that not the most perfect, epitome of pickleball experience, right? How it was us and we were intense and getting into it, right? And going crazy with the replays. And then you had this group of no joke, about 20 people, and they were just having a great time, having a blast together, watching, cheering each other on. And then you had the next generation, the kids on the next court. How perfect of that scenario was that? How you can write this storyline. Yeah. You
are so right. And I also was looking at our pictures and I'm I love the crew that we even brought together. When would I ever be meeting AJ, Chris, or you outside of a pickleball court? It's just unbelievable. It's true. Spreader of joy. That's always been my mission too. So I love to see how much you have been pushing that out into the community. And it's been a blast to meet so many different people through pickleball, get on the court and play with so many different people that have, all 4 of us brought different skill sets to the court this time. So I'm really excited to get into Pickleball Vision and break it down. But before we do that, let's talk about kind of the analysis going in. The matchup we're going to analyze today was girls versus boys. Okay. Nikki and I, last match of the day, we're playing Pickle Kris and AJ. Many of you in the New York City community know these 3. I personally had never gotten on the court with any of them. I think, Nikki, you did play. I know you played with Chris before. I think you played with AJ, but they seem to know each other well because when I got there a little early, AJ was like, hey, did you tell Chris to get here at 8 a.m. because he's going to come in at 9:25. And he walked in at 9:25. He said he was going to be 30 minutes late. But anyway, it seemed like you guys know each other. So did you know their games coming into this?
We do. So I know Chris's game, both because I've played with Chris and also he's Mr. Highlight. This is Mr. Replay. He's always hitting the button. So I'm watching all of his replays. I think he is the poster child for PodPlay for sure. And then AJ throws the craziest events. So I don't think AJ and I had actually played together, but we've been to events together, and obviously we talk all the time on socials and everything. So I was really interested to see how AJ actually played on the courts. But Kris, yeah, I know him too well at this point. I gotta say, Kaitlyn, I had seen you play on your replays. I had no idea what you were about to bring to the courts. So we're going to get into that, but let's talk about surprise. Let's talk about, surprise and delight.
You are way too nice. But no, I mean, I saw Kris's highlights. I think it's a really interesting thing, and we don't need to get too much into this, but just the highlights are very interesting. Like if you're a top pro, you want to get yourself out there with highlights and replay. Like there's this interesting little middle ground where like 5-0s, I think, don't really want to put themselves out there because then like people could understand their game by being online more. But then, again, that's like, the small portion of pickleball players that really care, that don't want to put themselves out there. But most people like Kris is insane. I told him we had like 30 replays. Like the CEO of PodPlay, Ben, gave me 30 replays for the day. And he's like, 30? That's chump change. Like I asked for, the last time I hit 99 in one day, I have 999 from David at Gotham. I'm like, what?
I believe it. I'm like, dude, was it ever, and how long were you out there? He's like, probably like 2 hours, maybe. It's just like, he's just hitting that button every single time. Yeah.
Clip farming. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Clip farming. That's exactly right. We need to put his face next to the clip, like be like this guy or something. I don't know. He is Mr. Replay for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Well, he also has the talent to do a lot of that. I play a very normal, not as fun to watch game, but it gets fair. But anyway, so we played Pickle Kris and AJ, like we talked about. They are in the New York City community. But we also met a guy named Neil who was part of that missionary group in the second court. And man, he became our coach, cheerleader, scorekeeper. He was everything.
Well, I think he took the place of Mr. Replay because once he learned what that button was, he was just like hitting the button for us. And then he was dancing and he was like hyping us up even before he got over there, even before he got the job of the scorekeeper. He was already cheering us on from the next court. So Neil, wherever you are, my friend, you are my hero. Neil, come back. Play, just join us every week. I need more of that in my life.
Like we were on the same side of the court and we just kept looking at each other like this is the best day of our lives. Like we cannot get over how much fun we are having on this court. And it's because a random stranger, we looked at him and we're like, Neil, like it's boys versus girls. We need your support. We need you to be our cheerleader. And then it just morphed into him being our coach, our cheerleader, the scorekeeper, the replay guy. He was everything.
Every pickleball club needs to hire a Neil for their club. I think every club going forward, I think autonomous clubs are fantastic, but they need one person working in there to be a Neil to just press the button and hype people up. Let's put it out there. That's a new role for every pickleball club.
That person will bring in more people than anybody else because the vibes are high when Neil's around. This was our 5th game of the day, I believe. And so we were playing for 2 hours. Like we said, Kris got there a little late, so that's why 5 games in 2 hours, but 5 games probably in an hour and a half. Games are going long. Games are really good. Yep. Last game of the day, we had a chance to really understand AJ, understand Pickle Kris in terms of game style. But was there anything that you were, wanting to exploit or looking at in their games, any weaknesses of theirs or any strengths of theirs that you wanted to avoid?
Yeah, I think I would say 2 things came to mind going into that last game. The first was to exploit Kris's need for replays. So let me give him balls that he's going to want to, I don't know, hit a tweener or something. And then, some of them are going to go over and some of them are going to go right in the net or way out, which is exactly what happened. So I was like, let me get this guy to try to give us a show, put on a show, and then woof, there goes the ball. So that was one. And then the second one was very simply put, and that was let her cook. So that was get out of the way and let Kaitlyn do her thing. Because before the game, if you recall, I said, Kaitlyn, get me a W because I haven't won all day. So yeah, that was, and meanwhile you were undefeated. So I was like, let me let this girl cook. And that's exactly what she did.
Oh my God.
That's my strategy.
I'm dying. That is amazing. Well, I think that's very nice of you, number one. Number two, Kris does hit a ton of highlights, right? But they can be high and low. Like you said, some of them are sick balls. Some of them go into the net. Some of them go way out. And I thought the same thing, AJ has a very hard drive, very powerful drive.
Oh yeah.
But when it was different. For some games, this is like insider knowledge. Some games we use the X40, the Franklin X40 ball, and other games we use the Lifetime ball. And if you're familiar with the differences, we'll give you a quick breakdown. But the X40 plays a lot slower. It's mushier. We were playing indoors, but it was still kind of hot in there at the time. It was a very hot day. And so the ball plays a lot slower. The Lifetime ball, the preferred ball for most players right now, it's what the UPA and the pros are using, plays a much faster game. It's not as forgiving as the Franklin X40. So for this game, we were using the Lifetime ball, which was faster. So any balls that AJ was hitting really hard, at least chest high or above, are probably going out. He does have some top spin on his ball to shape it, but a lot of balls that were higher, I thought, let's let them out. But really my strategy going into this was let's just get to the line. I felt like once we got to the line, we were able to dictate points better. When we were in the transition zone more, I liked, some of the points that I watched back through Pickleball Vision. I liked that we kind of stayed put. Hopefully we can show a point or two later. Like we were moving up and we didn't get the ball to drop low in the kitchen. We didn't just rush up to the line. We moved up slowly, transitioning through the transition zone, which is something that for all you listeners out there, something that you can take away into your game. You don't ever want to rush through. You want your feet planted. You want a good reset into the kitchen before moving forward up to the kitchen. Let's pull Pickleball Vision AI up. So this is the home screen on Pickleball Vision. We automatically uploaded our game into Pickleball Vision after, so it's super easy. If you're on a PodPlay court, you can see, I don't know if you can see on the top right portion of this, you can see the PodPlay monitor. It says 4-2 on that screen. That's keeping the score of this game. And there's our lovely and trusty Neil next to the PodPlay screen at the bottom. Nikki is about to serve. I'm on the left. Nikki's about to serve to Pickle Kris, and in front of Nikki is AJ. But anyway, if you're on a PodPlay powered court that has the pro monitor set up, you can simply upload the gameplay automatically right after your match, but you have a 48-hour window to click an enhance replay. And what that does is it takes your exact game from start to finish. You don't even have to click anything else. Automatically uploads that game into Pickleball Vision AI to get an enhanced replay. And then you're able to come here. This is a home screen. I'll walk you through a little bit of this, but this is the match. We won 11-7. You can see on the right-hand side, we have...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Nikki is player 3. I'm player 4 here in orange. Kris is player 1, and AJ here is the light blue player 2. So what I like on this home screen, you get highlights. I like to always watch the longest rally to see kind of what was going on. Nikki was serving from the left side. I get the third. I try to drop it a little high. And so we're stuck in the transition zone. And I love that we plant our feet. We don't rush up to the kitchen, but once we are up there, now it's game on. We are using our hands. We get in a little hand battle. And then AJ, let me just redo this 1 second. AJ lobs over Nikki and I go to retrieve the ball. Nikki slides to the right. Nikki, how did you know to do that?
All right, Kaitlyn, here's my secret. If you could, you don't have to zoom in, but if you just use your eyes for a second and you look at how, what I'm wearing, my apparel, I'm wearing 2 knee braces. And that means that I am not running down a single lob in a game. If you lob me, my partner better get over there and get that lob because I just can't do it. So I turned around right before this and I saw that you were running at it. I knew move over. That's my instinct now. I already know my partner's going to get that lob. I move over and cover the right side. And I think we were just in sync. That's another part of this. It was beautiful.
It was very beautiful, but really easy for anyone watching at home. If you get lobbed, try to let your partner know, that's your ball. I'm going to slide into your position. The one thing that I just noticed now as we are talking is watch the 2 men as AJ lobs. Watch what they do here. They switch paddles.
Oh my God. How did you catch that?
Watch this. They switch. That is the first time in history I've been playing since 2021 that I have seen that in a point. And
you gotta be kidding me. We would never have caught that without this replay. You gotta be kidding me.
And in the longest rally, we need to clip that. That needs to be clipped. Oh my God. It was unbelievable. And you saw us watching it after on the replay system because you get your replays right after. There was another one I wanted to bring up here real quick. We have the boys back, and as you can see, they're making their way up from the transition zone to the kitchen, dropping the ball. We're doing a good job trying to keep them back. Once I have them back, I then drop it. You can see me dance, but this is the best. Watch Neil on the right. He is having a blast out there.
Neil is drenched in sweat, not from playing, but just from the excitement of this game.
But now I'd love to get into some game stats. We can see that here that we had a total of 53 rallies. 19 of them were rallies where we got up to the kitchen. Average shot per rally was 8.28. Our longest rally was 24 shots. So I would say that's probably pretty typical for players in this range. As you get into, the pro range, you're obviously going to have more shots per rally, but I think we actually had a decent number. I would love to see what, the typical ranges for our ratings group. But from here, you can actually click into players and see their stats. So we're here for you, Nikki.
Oh, I'm getting put on the spot. Let's do this.
This is Nikki here. Her shot accuracy was 91%. That seems excelente. Average serve 29 miles per hour in the 42nd percentile. Top serve 33 miles per hour. Her top drive was 40 miles per hour with an average drive of 23 miles per hour. I love this section. This is one of my favorites in Pickleball Vision. This will actually show you where your shots were placed. So your third shots, I'm assuming you're usually dropping them, driving them. You can see the green ones highlighted. Those are ones that are in like good areas. I'm not sure why these are gray. Because to me, they seem like, really, really well placed shots as well. The red one is one that went into the net. We can change, you can kind of go around the court and see it from different angles, which I love too. You can see
that's cool.
Height of the ball. And then you can actually change. I love this. This is my favorite tool. You can actually change it to, let's see, serves. You can see where on the court your serves landed. So this makes sense. All of your green ones are towards the back third of the court. Your gray ones here are in that middle range. And this one might be a little short, but basically it looks like your serves are pretty deep. There's a place where we can see actually where your serves were. But this is pretty awesome. You can also see return depth. From a different analysis I did, I realized that my return depth was pretty short. I'd love to see if that's the same in this game, but that made me kind of go for my serves and returns more in rec play over the past month or two. So that was definitely a real insight for me to implement into working on. As we get down here, we can see your single game skill rating. So this is very different, in my opinion, than Duper. Duper is taking your overall, tournament matches plus the rec matches that you enter. Most people are not entering rec matches. So this is actually just looking at this single game. Now, if you have a Pickleball Vision AI, if you have a subscription, it can actually look at you over time and it'll help you develop over time. But it takes into account 6 things: your serve, return, offense, defense, agility, and consistency. You can see that your defense was your best attribute, leading to this 3.76 skill rating. And your serve was the one that was bringing it down the most. And as we go down, we can see the depth, like I talked about before. Your serve depth was 59% of the balls that you served were in the deep range. So in that back third, 5.9% were in the shallow range and 35% were in the medium range. So ideally, we'd love to get more of your medium range serves into that deep back end part of the court. And same thing with your returns. It's close to 50-50, 42% were deep, 50% were medium, 8.3% shallow, but we want as many serves and returns as possible to be in that deep end.
Don't show this to my podcast co-host, Mari Humberg, please. I can already hear her yelling at me for not serving deep enough. But yes, this is good. This is accurate.
It's something, what I love about the serves and returns when I saw this in my own game, and we're going to get to me in a second, but I think that your serves and returns are two of the shots that you can control the most in a pickleball match. You can train them as much as you want alone, almost, right? And your returns, not so much, but your serves, you definitely can train alone. And it's something that you can work on, and it's something that you can do consistently. It's like a free throw shot in basketball. It's something that you can train. You have no one else controls it. The other player has not touched the ball yet. So you can always serve deep. Another thing to work on your serves is, where on the court you're actually serving. Are you serving it wide? Are you serving it down the tee? Or are you serving it up high, with more height? I mean, serve variability is a really, really good thing to implement into your game if you're watching this.
Yeah, I love the analogy of the free throw. That's exactly right. You can take a bunch of balls, get out there in the courts, serve by yourself. Why not?
Exactly. And then as you go down, not sure if you're familiar with that pickleball guy, Kyle, one of the OG creators, one of the best coaches in the game, also a pro player. Pickleball Vision partnered up with him, and they actually give you tips on, one tip that you need to work on. So this, for example, is the serving team getting to the kitchen, arriving to the kitchen. If you click into that, you can see more. Let's go to me really quickly. Player 4. This is me. Yay. Okay. So my serve, I had a 32 mile per hour served, average serve, top serve was 35. Again, something I need to continue to work on. I don't feel like I have, my serve should be stronger. Also, my drive is, very low in terms of miles per hour. Not the strongest on court. Definitely need to use my hips more. I feel like a lot of my shots are driven from my arm, which is just not good. I definitely need more hip movement, more core, more legs. I've had a lot of knee surgeries, so I tend to try to use my upper body more than my lower body, which is not good. If you watch Anna Lee, you see she is so powerful. And if you watch her hips, zoom in on her hips, they are moving on all of her drives and serves.
Hips don't lie. You got it.
Don't lie. So right now we're looking at my returns. These look pretty good. Definitely want more in the back third, but look pretty good. If we go to my third shot drops, again, these are my favorite where they are dropping inside of the kitchen. Some of them were further back. Not sure if these were drives or drops, but those are all the third shots. Let's just get into my serves. So, okay, looks pretty decent. Almost split half and half between the back and the middle. Definitely want more of those deeper. I had a 4.07 single game skill rating. And as we go down, let's look at my serve depth. Again, 50%, not good enough. I am going to be my worst critic. That is pathetic for me. I definitely need more. And return depth, same thing, 45% to 45% between the middle and the deep. This is great. If you have this can show you what you need to work on. If you are playing, you have no clue on a day-to-day basis, if you're playing rec games, how deep your serve is on a consistent basis. You can remember one or two, but seeing it through the data, the data does not lie. Team stats. So kitchen arrival, Pickle Kris got there 71% of the time. AJ was up to the kitchen 59%. Myself, I got up there 74%. Nikki got up there 52%. So Nikki,
I got it. No wonder Kyle's yelling at me. I got to get up there. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why that tip was at the bottom of Nikki's page. It said, how to get to kitchen arrival. And this right here is the reason. Half of the time Nikki's getting to the kitchen. You are most opposing to your team when you are at the kitchen, when both of you are at the kitchen. So definitely something to take away. This is when on the returning team, again, you want to get up there as much as possible. 89% is not bad. team percentage to the kitchen overall. I mean, this is a high indicator, even at the highest levels of the sport, of who is going to win. But we somehow inched out and won, even though we only got up there 69% of the time as a kitchen. They got up there 78% of the time. Between 1 and 5 shots, that was 57% of our, I believe this was of our rallies that we won. So we were winning shorter points.
That's where we took the edge there. Yeah.
Exactly. That was because the rest are very even. All right, let's hit the rating room presented by Duper. PB Vision is one of the AI partners feeding Duper's new AI ratings. So let's look at what it saw in our single game. Let's take a look at what Pickleball Vision AI would give us as ratings. But before we do that, we talked to Nikki and asked her what she thinks about the ratings for each player on Quarter. Nikki, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so this is a tough one. I'm gonna save the toughest for last, actually. So the first one was AJ. I think AJ was just consistent, maybe the most consistent out of all of us. He was just, he was hitting some drives long, especially when we moved to that lifetime ball. But generally, I'd say he was really his fast hands, really smart about his play, really strategic about where he placed the ball. So I'm gonna give AJ a 3.9. I'm gonna give him a 3.9. Just really, really solid. Very thoughtful about what he's doing. Kaitlyn, I'm gonna give you a 4.2. 4.2 or 4.3. I would say you were hands down the best player on the court. And that I might even be rating you too low there because I felt like you were at some points out for blood and you were there just crushing it and sometimes having a great time. And so you were just kind of more laid back. So I think you're probably regularly rated higher than that. But let's go with a 4.3.
Okay.
Best player on the court for sure. And then Kris is a tough one. So Kris do I go with he's having a good time going for the highlights and so he's not playing to his full capacity? Or is he playing to his full capacity with those highlights and so we think that he's not? Right? Is it that he's trying to get us to think that he's just goofing off, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. So I'm going to give Kris, for the way that he played on this match, I'm going to give him 4. 4. We're going to solid 4.
I like that a lot. I mean, Duper and Pickleball Vision have partnered as well, so it'll be, easier. I think you can upload games from PodPlay clubs or using Pickleball Vision to Duper to get a rating. And that won't go towards anybody else that you're playing with. It will just be for you because I asked them that and I said that could cause some issues if you're uploading a game and your partner's getting evaluated when they don't want to get evaluated for Duper because people are very particular about their Duper, as we know. Let's look at our ratings. What did Pickleball Vision AI give us as ratings? These are single game ratings. Whew, okay.
Ooh, okay. Okay, all right, Pickle Kris. No, is that AJ? No, that's AJ.
That's AJ. AJ took the cake.
AJ took the cake. He is consistent, but I don't know. All right. I mean, that's what the data says.
AJ coming in at a 4.11, myself at a 4.07, Pickle Kris at a 3.9, and Nikki coming in at 3.76.
I mean, look, let me just say that I am just thrilled to have a 3.7. So I'll take that any day. I really thought that with AJ's consistency that I think that that totally makes sense. I just thought that you were more powerful. I thought that you were a bit faster on the court. You were just a little bit more accurate with your shots. But this is definitely a surprise. But in hindsight, it makes sense. I like it.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people when looking at their dupers, do you mind sharing what your duper is?
Yeah, no shame in this game. 3.1.
3.1. Wow. Okay. Because a lot of people, when they're coming from Duper, they actually have a lower rating here on Pickleball Vision. From what I've seen so far, maybe, and that's not a big group yet. I haven't done enough games to have more and have an overall an average view, but from everything I've seen so far, usually Pickleball Vision is giving a lower rating than Duper because it's a one-shot, single game in time. But that's really interesting. I am at a 5.0 in, I don't know my exact rating, but it's a 5.0 plus.
That makes sense.
Here I'm a 4.07.
Yeah.
So there's about like a 1 point difference lower to my Pickleball Vision AI rating than my Duper. And you, on the other hand, are the complete opposite. You have about a 0.6 advantage on Pickleball Vision versus Duper.
I will say that, just put a little caveat in there. I haven't exactly done Duper well. Let's put it that way. Okay. I kind of messed around when I started my Duper journey, and I think I'm paying for that right now. So that could be something, but it's good to know. I mean, I like seeing these numbers. I think that's fairly accurate.
Like we talked about before, this is a single game rating. And so you can have a really bad game or you can have a really good game.
And I think both are very helpful because Duper, you're in really high intensity matches. And so it's like, how do you show up in that versus like a, throwaway, whatever rec game. But I love the every single element of every single stat here to comprise whatever the final outcome is. So I think we need both. I think we need a good balance of both.
A single game runs above or below your rating by design. One is a season, one is an afternoon. Nikki went one way, I went the other. That gap is the whole point. So overall, any takeaways that you would, take back to your game from looking at Pickleball Vision's analysis?
Well, first of all, I just want to say how much I love this. I personally use Pickleball Vision. I actually upload from PodPlay. So I've been one of those people who do that because I'm just curious about what it's going to say. What is Kyle Kazuta going to tell me? And I really, really enjoy doing this. My biggest takeaway is that I don't do it enough. I think that I need to look at more matches. I would like to upload as many matches as I possibly can. And then I really like data. I like stats. So I would really like to see a little bit more about that. I think that everything I'm seeing here totally makes sense with my game, but sometimes you need to see it from somewhere else to really think about the action on it. Okay, so now I'm going to go work on my serves. I'm going to try to get those serves a bit deeper, maybe a little bit more powerful. I'm going to really work on getting to the kitchen. I think I'm a bit hesitant and apprehensive sometimes getting there, that the ball is going to come back a little bit. I get stuck in transition zone quite a bit. So that is going to be, Kyle, I hear you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to work on it. I think more than anything, just using the platform helps me see my game. And especially, I don't have a coach. I don't have somebody who's telling me all of these things. So why not just use the camera that's already in the club? I'm a spoiled little pickleball brat who loves to play indoors. I only want to play in places with PodPlay. So I want the highlights. I want the recaps, but I want the stats. So use this more. This is to our advantage. I love this.
I think you nailed it. Most people that play pickleball don't have a coach.
Yep.
No one's paying extra to have a coach with them. And even if they do have a coach, they're going there once a week, maybe twice a week to work on some skills. But the coach is not seeing them in rec play. They're not seeing them in all their drill sessions. And so the feedback is not overarching. It's not looking at you as a whole player. Pickleball Vision can do that on any court. And PodPlay makes it incredibly easy. Any PodPlay Pro court that you're on, just take your game tape, take your drill tape. You don't even need to be playing games to upload this. You could take your drill tape and you could be hitting third shot drops with a ball machine. And you could say, how many are landing in the kitchen? Where are they landing in the kitchen? Same things with your serves, same things with your returns. Very easy. This makes it incredibly easy to get feedback. So you know exactly what you need to work on from the data. Not just what you're thinking in your head.
Exactly. And one more thing I will say is, if you do have a coach, if you're one of those lucky individuals that does have a coach, how nice would it be? Coaches are probably like, give me this data, right? Like, send this to your coach after your coach doesn't have to be there all the time. Send this after, and it'll make your growth and your progression even faster and even better, more productive. So 10 out of 10. I like it. I like it a lot.
This was an incredible look at what happens, when you combine great competition with this type of sports tech. A massive thank you to you, Nikki, for co-hosting and breaking down the tape with me today. To Chris and to AJ for bringing the heat at PB Club. Thank you, Ari, as well, for having us. We had a phenomenal time there. Beautiful facility. Definitely check it out if you are in the Jersey City area or outside of New York City. And now we want to hear from you guys. Drop a comment below. Did the AI get our performance ratings right? Who do you want to get analyzed next with me? What can we do to be better? Have you used Pickleball Vision AI for your own game? Please let us know how you're using this and how we could do better. And make sure to follow Nikki on Instagram at pickleballnikki. You can follow me at pickleball.chick. And don't forget to subscribe to PodPlay on YouTube and Instagram so you never miss an episode of Game Tape. Keep drilling, keep playing, and we'll see you on the next episode of Game Tape. Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.